Morning students, Sairam, this is Megha Miss here, and we are going to continue with our lesson number 4, that is measurement of matter. Okay students, now if you remember in the last presentation we saw about the molecules of elements and compounds we studied, diatomic molecular elements and monoatomic molecular elements. Yes, then we studied about the molecular mass, calculation of the molecular mass. Then we studied about the mole concept. We studied the formula for the mole to calculate the numbers of mole, that was mass of a substance in grams upon molecular mass of that substance, if you remember. Yes, now we are going to continue with the lesson in this next topic. Okay, now before starting that, in the last presentation you studied about the diatomic elements, right? So this is just a one quick, I can say, a sentences there, which if you revise you can answer all the diatoms which are present. Okay, what is that sentence? See here, I have written that: have no fear of ice cold bear. Okay, have no fear of ice cold bear. Okay, so here H from have, it stands for hydrogen, we write it as H2. N stands for nitrogen, we write it as N2. So first letters you will take, okay, of the sentence, of the words what are there in the sentence. Now from fear you will take F. So F stands for fluorine, that is you can write it as F2. O for oxygen, O2. I for iodine, I2. C for chlorine, that is Cl2, and B for bromine, that is Br2. Okay students, so it will become easier for you to remember, okay, the diatomic elements if any example is asked in the exam. Okay, now today's topic what we are going to study is the Avogadro's number. Now what is Avogadro's number? Now the number of molecules in 1 mole of any substance if I take, then in 1 mole how many molecules will be present? That is a constant number. Okay, the Italian scientist Avogadro did fundamental work in this context. Therefore this number we called it as the Avogadro's number, and it is denoted by the symbol capital Na. Okay, experimentally value of Avogadro's number is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. So this is the standard value. Okay, everywhere this value is only used, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. Okay, so 1 mole of any substance will contain this many molecules, okay, of that substance. Is it clear students? Okay, so now a mole of any substance stands for 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Now only I told you. Just as a dozen, when you say at a grocery shop or anywhere you say give me this dozen of this, means how much? It is 12 items, right? A century has 100 or a gross has 144. So these are all standards, it doesn't change, right? A mole means how many? This many. Okay, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. For example, a mole of water, that is 18 grams of water, contains 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules of water. So 18 grams, that is the molecular mass, right? So molecular mass is of water is what? 18 grams. So 18 grams of water, that is 1 mole of water, right? So it will contain Avogadro's number of the molecules. I hope you understood this. Okay students, now how to calculate? Now you have to calculate number of molecules. For example, when any of the compound is given, its mass is given, and they have asked you to calculate number of molecules which are present. Okay, so how you are going to calculate, we will see using this Avogadro's number. Okay students, now we will start. First what we are going to do? First always you are going to calculate its molecular mass. Okay, now here the question is, how many molecules are there in 66 grams of carbon dioxide? Now this is the textual question example given. You can open your text also and you can see it properly. Okay, now how many molecules? So you have to calculate the number of molecules in 66 gram of CO2. Okay, what you are going to do now? First always you are going to calculate the molecular mass. Okay students. So here can you see the molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44. Okay students. Now number of moles. Now this formula we studied in the last presentation. Number of moles in the given CO2, that is carbon dioxide. We write the number of moles as small n. If you remember, last presentation we have studied this. Okay. So mass of CO2 in grams upon molecular mass of CO2. This is our formula. Now you know mass of CO2 in grams. Is it given? See, can you see it is given 66 grams? Yes. So, have I written 66 here? Yes. Upon molecular mass, have I known the molecular mass? Yes. What is that? 44. So, 66 upon 44, my answer is going to be 1.5 mole. So, I got n value. What is my n value when I did the division? 1.5 mole. Okay. How you write it? MOL. This is the unit. Okay. Now, 1 mole of CO2 contains, now you know any substance 1 mole how much it will contain the molecules? Avogadro's number, right? So that I have written the statement that therefore 1 mole of CO2 contains 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Okay. Therefore, now how many mole you have? 1.5. Yes, from calculation you got 1.5. So 1.5 mole of CO2 contains, what we have to do? Cross multiply. 1.5 into Avogadro's number. Is it done here? Yes. So what is the answer I got? 9.033 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Okay student, when I multiplied 1.5 into Avogadro's number, I got this answer. So my 66 gram of carbon dioxide gas contains how many molecules of carbon dioxide? 9.033 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Okay students, did you understand how to calculate number of molecules? Okay, one more example I will show you. Now here, how many molecules are water are there in 36 gram of water? Okay students, now we will calculate this. We know first what we have to write or calculate, we have to calculate molecular mass of water. Okay, now you know molecular mass of water is 18. I have written here. Okay, next you know we have to write the formula. Number of moles in the given water. Yes, that is the n, number of moles we are calculating, is equal to mass of water in grams upon molecular mass of water. Okay, now only we know mass of water in grams. So what is given mass of water in grams? 36 gram is given to us. Okay, so I have written here 36. Yes, can you see this 36 here? Yes, divide by molecular mass of water. What is my molecular mass of water? 18. Okay, so 36 divided by 18, I got n value as 2 mole. Okay, now we will continue. Yes, now therefore 1 mole of water. Now you know any substance 1 mole means Avogadro's number. So I have written 1 mole of water. You can see here 1 mole of water is the Avogadro's number, right? But how many moles now we have got from the calculation? 2 mole. So I have to multiply 2 into 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. When I do the multiplication, what answer I got? 12.044 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. I hope student you understood this. Okay, so what is my final answer? I have to write that so many molecules are present in 36 gram of water. So many means how many? 12.044 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Okay, simple. First what we are going to do? See the molecular formula. Then what we are going to do? We are going to calculate number of moles. Once you get the number of moles, you are going to multiply that number of mole answer n value with the Avogadro's number and you will get the number of molecules present, okay, in that particular gram of a substance. I hope you understood both the sums. Okay, now next concept we are starting with valency. Now what is exactly valency? The capacity of an element to combine is called its valency. Combine means to whatever the capacity of an element is there to combine with what you can say energy it is taking part in the chemical reaction, we can simply, and it's not an energy but you can take it can be an energy of an element in simple words with which it is going to take part in the chemical reaction. Okay, now the valency of element, it is indicated by a specific number. Okay, it is a number of chemical bonds formed by one atom of that element with the other atoms. That only I said, energy of the atoms to combine, okay, with the other atoms, we can say that that is a valency. But here valency we are showing it by a specific number. Okay students, so here is a example given, the formation of NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Okay students, now this I will explain you how the sodium chloride is formed. Now here if you see sodium atom, that is Na, okay, we write it as Na. Its electronic configuration is 281, okay, because sodium is 11. So if you take the electronic configuration, it is 2, 8, 1. First orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 8 electrons, and the third orbit 1 electron. Okay, now what it will do, it will give its 1 electron, see here you can see, to whom? To the chlorine. Okay, so when it is giving 1 electron to the chlorine atom, it is going to become a sodium ion, that is Na plus. Okay students, did you understand this? Okay, similarly when chlorine atom, that is Cl, what is its electronic configuration? 2, 8, 7. Okay, because its atomic number is 17. Okay, what it will do, it will take this plus 1 electron and it will become chloride ion. What it will become students? Chloride ion. So when sodium ion plus chloride ion will join together, you will get NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Okay students, now we will see this properly. Okay, how exactly it is forming. Now see here, this is the diagram. In your next chapter, we are whatever we are going to start, there you have this. Okay, in the formation of ionic compounds, this is the example for the formation of NaCl. Now see the electronic structure. If you see here, this is sodium 281. Okay, how we draw the structure you have seen here. Yes, you remember we have done this in your previous class. Now 1 electron outgoing. Outgoing means what? It is given by sodium. So see here, can you see Na plus is formed? We write a plus sign. When any of the element it gives the electron, we write a plus sign on its head. Okay, so what it is becoming now? 2, 8. Now 2, 8. 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. So is that become stable? Yes, right. Now what chlorine will do? Chlorine is 287. Can you see this students? So 7 electrons in the outermost shell. See, can you see this? 1 electron is coming inside, 1 electron incoming. Incoming means what? Chlorine is going to take up that. Yes. So any elements, when it takes the electron, what happens? A minus sign we write on its head. Okay students, so have we written Cl minus? Yes. Okay, and what is the electronic configuration now? 2, 8, 8. So 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Yes. So now what we will do, see here, we will see that this sodium plus and this Cl minus, they are going to be added. Okay, they are going to join each other. Okay students, we will see how they are joining. Okay, here can you see this now diagram? Here what is happening? This Na is going to give its electron. Can you see it is transferring here the electron? Yes. And what it is forming? Na plus Cl minus. They both are going to be joined by an ionic bond, and what is going to form? NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Okay students, did you understand? So sodium, how many electrons it is giving? 1 electron. Chlorine, how many electrons it is taking up? 1 electron. Okay, so we will see. So a sodium atom gives away 1 electron and a cation of sodium is formed. Yes, Na plus. Hence the valency of sodium is 1. a chlorine takes up an electron and forms an anion. So when you write minus sign on the head, it becomes an anion. So chloride is formed, and thus the valency of chlorine is 1. Okay students. So after the give and take of electrons is over, the electronic configuration of both resulting ions has a complete octet. Yes, both became stable, they had a complete octet due to the attraction between the unit opposite charges. One was plus and one was minus, so they will attract each other, and hence a chemical bond. What was the chemical bond? Ionic bond. You are going to study about this, okay, between Na plus and Cl minus is done, okay. And which compound we are getting, students? NaCl. Okay student, did you understand this? Sodium will form the sodium cation, chlorine will form the chloride anion, okay. So the positive sodium and the negative chlorine will attach together and they will form sodium chloride, okay. So valency of sodium is 1, valency of chlorine is 1, okay. So thus sodium atom has the capacity to give away 1 electron, while the chlorine atom has the capacity to take up 1 electron. This means the valency of both the elements is 1. Yes, because one is taking, one is giving. How many electrons? 1. So from this, the electronic definition of valency is as follows. The number of electrons that an atom of an element gives away or takes up while forming an ionic bond is called the valency of that element. Okay students, now only we saw the diagram also, right? So the number of electrons which an atom of an element gives or takes, okay, to form an ionic bond, we call the valency of that element. I hope students you understood the definition, okay. Now the next concept we are going to study, that is variable valency. Now under different condition, the atoms of some elements gives up or take up away, that is it gives up or take up, okay, different numbers of electrons. In such cases, those elements exhibit more than one valency. This property of elements, we called it as variable valency. So in certain conditions, what happens? They take more than one or they give more than one electron, okay. Now which are these elements? We will see. Now this is the table which is given in your text. Please do study, okay. Now we are going to see. Now can you see here the copper? Okay, it is Cu is the symbol, you know. It shows the valency 1 and 2. So Cu plus and Cu2 plus is formed. That is cuprous and cupric. Okay. So when it is Cu plus, it is cuprous. When it is Cu2 plus, it is cupric. Okay students. Mercury, second one. We write it as Hg. Okay. So now what is the valency? 1 and 2 again. You have Hg plus and Hg2 plus. So you have mercurous and mercuric. Okay, Hg plus is mercurous and Hg2 plus is mercuric. Okay students. Now next is iron. You have Fe, that is Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. 2 and 3 is the valency. Okay, so it is forming ferrous and ferric. Okay, so I hope the elements which show this variable valency, you have understood this. Okay students, and their name also changes as the valency changes. Okay, you have seen the different nomenclature also. Okay, now so today we have come to the end of this presentation, so we will just have a recap. So today we studied about what? Avogadro's number. Okay, we started with this. How much is the Avogadro's number? Any 1 mole of a substance will contain 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Then we saw the valency. Valency is nothing, it is a specific number when there is a give and take. It depends upon the give and take of the electrons done by an atom of an elements to form the ionic bonds. Okay student, and then we saw about the variable valency. Many elements show variable valencies. We saw the example copper, mercury and iron. Yes, so I hope what I taught you today, you have understood this. We'll continue in the next presentation. Thank you, Saira.